Ladies and gentlemen, the stage has been set and it is time to discuss Europe's finest competitions in the Champions League and the Europa League. These two competitions have been running through and actually going by pretty quickly, if I do say so myself. So now it's time to see in this specific video about the Europa League. The Europa League is the league that my team Manchester United are currently in, and there are a bunch of fantastic teams that are actually still in this competition that you could arguably say would do very well in the Champions League, but nevertheless they are in the Europa League, and let's see what my match predictions for those teams are gonna be. Let's do it. What's up everybody, it's the Aidan Sporcher. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a UEFA Europa League quarterfinals match prediction, where we go through all of the teams that are going to be playing in this UEFA League round of the quarterfinals and give my match prediction for each and every single one of them. So before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sporcher YouTube channel, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below, who are you going for in this Europa League? If your team is in it, do you think you can win the Europa League? Now, of course, my team Manchester United are in the Europa League, and I do think we have a relatively decent chance of going and winning it. However, there are still a bunch of fantastic teams in there. So Manchester United, Inter Milan, whoever the case may be, or who are technically the favourites to win, should not be taking this lightly at all. There are some great teams in here. Some teams that I think if they were in the Champions League would do fairly well. But nevertheless, they are in the Europa League. So let's see exactly who I think will come out with the victors. Now, there are only 4 games to talk about according to my knowledge, and here is the first one right here. Inter Milan versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Inter Milan is supposed to be the favourites of this matchup, and it's one of the favourites to win the Europa League as a whole. But people sleep on Leverkusen all the time. They do have a very, very good young core back there in Germany, and it's going to be played on home turf. You guys don't really know how much that would probably mean. We are going back to Germany. We are going to be playing under their turf. So maybe that is a good leveler, or maybe even an advantage for Leverkusen. Now, if you're looking at the structure and the quality of the teams itself, arguably Inter probably has the best team in this competition besides maybe Manchester United. So in that way, does Inter Milan does have an advantage here? Now, this is actually very difficult, and it's one of the more difficult games in my opinion to talk about, really, because they're both great teams. But if I had to pick, I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw, and I think this will go into penalties, and I do think Inter Milan will probably seal the deal there. I really rate Inter Milan's team. Obviously, there's former Premier League players in there. Of course, you have Christian Eriksen, Lukaku, even Ashley Young. You have a lot of players there that are very, very good experience-wise, and in cup competitions, you back experience over youth. I know that youth is always up and hungry and ready to go, but sometimes the experience factor of a team, having Lukaku, who's been in the Champions League before, he's been in the Europa League now. You have Ashley Young, who's done it all for Manchester United, Diego Godin, Handanovic. There's a bunch of players there that could take down Leverkusen, but Leverkusen are very hungry. But I am going to pick Inter Milan to win this game. Again, I'm not really going to go for a scoreline for each and every one of them, because that is borderline impossible. I don't think I can get them all right, but I do see this being relatively close. I can see this being a draw until the penalty shootout, but I do see overall Inter Milan will advance into this qualifiers and go into the semi-finals, man. And I think they'll probably do some damage there as well. But this is a game as well, the next game, that people should not be sleeping on. Shakhtar versus Basel. Now, I'm pretty sure I said that name wrong, but we're going to move on anyway. This game is going to be a little bit difficult as well, because mainly it's not because of the teams, it's because of my knowledge of the teams. Now, I've been watching Shakhtar games in the Europa League for a while, because they are a great side, and I believe they're versus Wolfsburg, and they actually did extremely well. But the fact is that they scored all their goals in the last few minutes when Wolfsburg basically gave up 2 red cards, so their centre-back is not going to be playing in this game. So there are issues with Shakhtar, but I am still going to back them in this game as well, because I just think they're a quality side. You know, I do think they're a quality side. Obviously, they're not at the level of a Champions League or anything like that, but they are a good team. They are dominant. I believe they came first in their own league, so in my opinion, they are far and away the favourites to win this game. But this is going to be another difficult game to decipher for a lot of people. Basel is still a good team as well. Now, obviously, you have to be a good side if you've reached the quarterfinals of the Europa League in some capacity. It's at the end of the day, all these teams are good teams, and all these teams can probably beat each other. But deep down, you have to think that Shakhtar is probably the favourites for this game. Again, there's not really much else to say. It's a great game, this one. Of course, we're going to have to see how that goes. If Inter and Shakhtar versus each other, that's going to be very interesting in my opinion as well. So yeah, let's just see where that goes. That's going to be extremely interesting. Next up, we've got Manchester United versus Copenhagen. Now, I actually watched the Copenhagen game, and look, they are questionable. Now, the reason why they're questionable is because attacking-wise, they seem to be a great attacking side, but they leave a lot of room at the back, and that's what I've noticed. That's what a lot of people notice about this team. And Manchester United are a counter-attacking team at heart. At heart, we love to counter-attack. Yes, we need to do better with the ball under our feet. We need to do better when we have possession, but more or less, we are a counter-attacking team. So if they're going to come and attack us, I think that plays into our hands a lot. So I just feel like Manchester United have way too much to lose this game. But yet again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. This is a one-game tie. If we lose, we're out. There's no second chances here. And that's what makes it more risky. So I think Manchester United need to play all the big guns that they have, and we need to give ourselves the best opportunity to win. This team is not to be taken lightly. Again, if they're going to counterattack, if we're going to counterattack them, I do see us scoring a lot of goals. So I predict that we're going to win fairly comfortably. But in the end, anything can happen. We will see where that goes. Manchester United, again, one of the favourites to win the Europa League. So there's no real fairness in saying that. There's no real bias in me saying that we're going to win comfortably, because I truly think that we will. But the next game, whoever wins this game, we have a lot, if Manchester United do go through, we have a lot of history with. So the next game is Wolves versus Sylvia. Now, Sylvia is interesting because if you guys don't remember, back in the Champions League so long ago with Jose Mourinho, the team that eliminated us was Sylvia. So we have argumentally, we have a lot of history with them. And Wolves are just a tough side. Like, Wolves are just so tough to beat. Like, seriously, the way that they play is Jose Mourinho 2.0. They love to sit back and they counter-attack. They love it. It's like their favorite thing to do. So I would rather Sylvia win this game. But deep down, I don't know, man. Like, Sylvia beat Roma. Roma's a great side, and they made Roma look very average. Does Sylvia have a chance against Wolves? Wolves are one of the better Premier League sides. I think Wolves are better than Roma. I see this being very, very close. I'm potentially seeing this one have all of them being a draw as well, but I am going to pick the Wolves, the Wolverhampton Wanderers, to go and qualify. Look, I just think they have a better side, to be honest. I think Sylvia play very well structurally. They do have great players as well. I'm not saying that they don't. That's going to be interesting to see, to be honest, because I think no matter which team comes out of this, it's going to be a very difficult tie for Copenhagen or Manchester United. So let's see where that goes. But I am going to pick Wolves. I back the Premier League teams a little bit more. I just think that they are a little bit quicker. They are a little bit more on edge and sharp. They love the press more. I just feel like the Premier League sides are probably one step ahead of everybody else. But nevertheless, we still have a lot to talk about, man. Like the Europa League, it's the quarterfinals, guys. And those are the teams that I'm predicting. So just to recap, if you guys have not seen the whole video and just skip to the end, the teams that I'm going for are Inter Milan, probably by penalty shootout, in my opinion. Shakhtar, I think they're best team in their own division, and they are very dominant, beat Wolfsburg very comfortably. Manchester United comfortably as well. If we play the big boys, we should deal with this team fairly simply. And probably the toughest game to call, I've picked Wolves over Sylvia. That could potentially be a draw as well. So let me know what you guys think about my match predictions for the Europa League quarterfinals. Not a long video at all, because the teams are narrowing down, man. The teams are narrowing down. Soon we're going to be in the semi-finals. Stay tuned for Monday. I believe that's when all these games will be played, or Tuesday. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. How did I do for my Europa League predictions? If I have any misleading information about any of the teams below, because again, I'm not an expert on football. I'm mainly an expert in my own league, the Premier League. But outside of that, I'm very new to a lot of these things. So if I have misleading information on any of these teams, I'd really like to know more about them. Anyway, have a wonderful, safe day, guys. I'll see you guys in the Champions League predictions that should come out right after this video. Take care and peace.